Hey guys, Vesper here, and I'm just making a short little video here so I can touch base with you guys with our future projects that I'll be making and to answer a lot of frequent questions. And now that I think about it, I don't really make videos like these, and I should do it more often, just so I can get more involved with you guys and not keep you in the dark all the time when my next project's coming out or whatever I'm doing. First, I want to start off by telling you guys how much I hate the new YouTube layout. It just really bugs me, the channel, how it used to be so compact before and so easy to see all my videos on my playlists, and now they just changed it for whatever reason. Like, it says that it's more compact, more flexible now, but now it's just more complicated. There's more links and more tabs. I understand why YouTube would want to facelift and make things look, nicer and fresher, but there's no reason to change the layout. You could just change the interface. But yeah, and on top of that, I can't see the comments too right on the front page. That's in another tab as well. So I just don't like it. But they force everyone to change it, so we just have to deal with it. So as you guys know, I just recently completed all the Street Fighter Cross Tekken trials, including Mega Man and Pac-Man. And I'm surprised I didn't go absolutely insane after hearing the word clear over 1,600 times. That was a challenge in itself. Speaking of challenges though, a lot of people have asked me, what do I rate the Street Fighter Cross Tekken trials out of 10, as I've rated the other trials for games. And my initial response was that it was 1 point less than Street Fighter 4. It's definitely easier than the Street Fighter 4 trials. There's no doubt about that. And I meant to say a 3 actually, but I said a 2 because I forgot that I rated Street Fighter 4 a 4. But now my final impression after doing all the trials is that it deserves a 3 on the scale. And just keep in mind, guys, that the scale is just my opinion. It doesn't hold much water except for the fact that I've done the past trials for the past games. I see a lot of people blowing it out of proportion. Oh, Vesper, he's so cocky. He says 2 out of 10. Like, he makes it look so easy. But honestly, the way I use the scale is I base it off a person who is familiar with fighting games. You can't make a scale for your average Joe who's never picked up a fighting game before. Otherwise, every single game's trial would be a 10 out of 10. Like imagine someone picking up Street Fighter 4 or Cross Tekken and he has no idea what buffering is or what links are or super jump canceling. Like, you can't do these trials. Capcom does not explain these things to you at all, even in the tutorial mode. Like, I watched my brother. My brother's never even played Street Fighter 4 before. He just jumped into fighting games just now on Cross Tekken, and he can't even do a trial that says crouching medium punch and then crouching medium punch. He's mashing the button like crazy, and he's like, like, how do you do this? This is impossible because it doesn't explain links to you. I don't understand why there's just no tutorial on it. But if you're familiar with links and you're familiar with buffering and super jump canceling, then it just comes down to execution, and that's literally what I base it off the scale. It's just your plain execution. If you know everything and you know how to do every trial, it's just you actually performing it. So the reason why Cross Tekken is easier than Street Fighter 4, 1 point less, is because the FADC system is completely gone. There are some special moves where you have to charge and you have to dash cancel them, but it's nothing like to do a super. It's only 1/4 circle motion, so you don't need to be that quick like you did in Street Fighter 4. There's a ton of FADCs in Street Fighter 4 that require you to do into super, and you have to have really fast hands to do that. And same with the super jump canceling. There are Ibuki has jump canceling trials, but once again, the supers is not a double motion, so you don't have to learn buffering to learn when to buffer that motion to do it. So it's much more simpler. And honestly, it has nothing to do with the engine of Cross Tekken. The engine is fully capable of very difficult combos, don't get me wrong. But there's restrictions. Every trial has a maximum of 8 moves total. They didn't go any higher than that. You don't have a long, extensive scroll list of moves and specialties to do, like King of Fighters or BlazBlue. And that's kind of unfortunate because, it'd be nice to see what the engine is capable of and you performing that rather than, browsing the videos yourself. I'm sure a lot of you achievement hunters are, thankful of the trials being much easier than Street Fighter 4 and everyone being capable of doing it. But, there are some people that enjoy a challenge, or they want to see what the engine is capable of and perform it themselves. So I hope Capcom considers that in the future. So those are my current thoughts on the trials. Another common question is, what is the most difficult trial? And that's a pretty easy answer. It's Vega Trial 20. Everyone's familiar with that trial. It's a pain in the ass. There's two to three one-frame links in there, and a very difficult tight juggle at the end. And you know, it's more difficult for me because when I'm recording, I have no sound playing at all because I can't have it echo on the camera on my hands, right? So I gotta play it without sound, and I don't have any cues, and it's just annoying. And that goes for King of Fighters as well. Also, one thing to note that I think overall, though, the most difficult trials, like just overall, is Balrog. His 20 isn't very difficult, but just overall, there's a lot of weird charge buffering that he has there. A standing light punch, I think, was in one of them too, into a headbutt, and I think some people would have some difficulty with that character. Anyways, let me know, guys, if you guys completed all the trials. You know, leave in the comments. I just want to see how many of you guys actually completed it, and if you agree with me that it's a 3 out of 10. Alright, so the next thing I gotta get done is the King of Fighters, the last 2 trials, Ash and Leona. I really wanted to get those trials done before Cross Tekken came out, but I just didn't have enough time. Once I got my early copy of the game, I had to put it on hold, but now I'm gonna work on them right now. So expect those videos out shortly, or never if I can do them or not. Now I just want to touch base with you guys on the future projects that I'll be doing. And one definitely that I want to do is more, you know, Q&A and answering you guys' questions on these videos, because my inbox is just a disaster right now. And I think it's better for me to just do it on video and just shoot the questions. That'll be faster and easier for me, so I can save time, so I can keep working on videos. So honestly, I want to know what you guys think I should be working on next. What do you guys want the most? And so far, just by reading the comments, a majority of you guys want me to make a Street Fighter Cross Tekken tutorial. Now, that's a lot easier said than done, because I really do enjoy teaching, and I do enjoy making tutorials. The Street Fighter 4 tutorial was awesome. It was a 1-year project. You know, I want everyone to learn these games and you know, play them to their fullest, so you can really understand how fun Street Fighter is. But on the other hand, back then when I was doing those tutorials, there wasn't too much information, especially video information, on playing Street Fighter and, you know, starting from the beginning and whatnot. But now they're getting really popular, and there's many people making tutorial videos, and it's almost to the point where I think it's kind of saturated at this point. So, you know, there's forums, there's many YouTube channels doing them now, and I want to know if that's what you guys really want me to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I still strongly feel that there is yet to be a one-all, be-all go-to place for learning absolutely everything from the very basics to the most advanced stuff in Street Fighter. And this is including my guide too. Like, I explained all the technicalities, the terms and stuff, but what I haven't explained is actually how to play the damn game. You know, like, I know what pianoing is, I know what plinking is, you know what frame data is, but how do you play the game? How do you approach? How do you defend? You know, this is the meta game, and that is an entirely another tutorial altogether. So I want you guys to know, if you truly want me to make a Street Fighter Cross Tekken tutorial, I'm not going to half-ass it at all. This is going to be the most robust tutorial ever created. And with that being said, I cannot work on other projects if I'm doing this. This will be my main focus, is doing this tutorial if that's what you guys really want me to do. So let's say, hypothetically, if I did make this tutorial, how would the format work? And honestly, it's impossible for me to just put it in chapters and go, you know, 1 to, you know, 50,000. Who knows how long it would take me to explain the metagame and the technicalities of the game at the same time. So I would have to split it up into different playlists for different aspects of the game. The first playlist would be something similar to the one I made for Street Fighter 4, where I explained all the techniques such as, you know, plinking, what is linking, buffering, super jump canceling, even though there is no super jump canceling, tiger knee motion, you know, you get the idea. Engine related stuff. The other playlist would be how to actually play the game, so the meta game, and there'd be things like footsies. I'd explain footsies, you know, what is footsies, and I'd be explaining zoning, turtling, the wake up game, defense, how to keep them off you, and offense, how to get in, how to begin your attacks, what kind of characters I would recommend, etc, etc, etc. A third playlist would be made, and this would be Me actually watching replays, might be replays from the guys that you guys submit me, but definitely replays of current tournaments, so you guys see how the metagame evolves, and I'll explain what's actually going on in a match, so you guys know, like, why did he do this, and why is he using this combo when it does less damage. And it's really important to know why the pro players make these decisions. And the fourth playlist, and yes, there would be a fourth playlist, would be things outside of the game. So, you know, how do I find these tournaments, and how do I get involved more with the fighting game community, as well as annotations, lingo, explain what do these words mean. I can't read these combos. I don't understand how to do this because I can't read them properly. You know, how to mod your joystick, things like that outside the game. So this is just an idea of how I would do this next tutorial if I were to do this tutorial. So as you guys can tell, this would take a very long time for me to make, and my ultimate goal would be to make the most robust tutorial, to have one place where if you never played Street Fighter before and you just watched it and you're like, you know what, I want to learn this game, I want to play it at a higher level, you can just go to this one destination and learn absolutely everything about the game and outside the game. And this would honestly make it a lot more fun for people, because then you don't have to bounce between different forum pages and different YouTube channels and different videos, and, you know, not being afraid to ask questions and being made fun of if it was too simple of a question. And honestly, I'm trying to make a balance where I'm trying to cater towards the people that are just beginning the game and the advanced players as well who want to take it to the next level. I'm trying to keep everything balanced and not skip anything, any detail that many people would consider, you know, too, you know, obvious to even say, or common knowledge. So I really want to hear from you guys. Please comment. I want to know what your guys' opinion on this idea for this very huge project that I'm going to do. Cross Tekken is going to be a very huge game, so it's definitely worth my time, and I love making tutorials, like I said. And the downside to this would be it would have to occupy my entire time. I can't work on other trials or different video games altogether. I won't have time to do that. I have to focus mainly on Cross Tekken. Another con would also be that the format of this tutorial would be a strictly straight to business, I'm going to teach you tutorial. So what I mean by that is, don't expect green screen or my friend to suddenly appear with a bald cap and an eye patch, and, you know, him saying a promise is a promise. You know, it's going to be no fluff and no filler, and it's going to be concise. I'm not going to be making these videos to entertain you. I'm going to be making these videos to teach you. So please consider that too when you guys give me your answer. Also, for the people that have already watched my Street Fighter 4 tutorial, you have to be extra patient, because I'm going to start from scratch again. I'm going to not, like I said, I'm not going to skip over anything. I'm not going to assume that you know everything. And it's going to be kind of painful at the starting, because, like I said, I'm going to be teaching very basic stuff. But, you know, as I go, it'll get more and more advanced. And in the long run, when I'm finally complete and done this, it'll be amazing. And I'm sure you guys will really appreciate what's been done. And, you know, a lot of people, me personally, I love teaching my friends, you know, get more people involved and have something to show them rather than just sitting down and, you know, getting frustrated trying to teach someone these games. So once again, guys, please don't hesitate to comment. Let me know your thoughts on this whole project. Oh, and before I wrap this video up, there's just one more thing I want to clarify. And just so you guys know that I'm one person, Vesper, myself. And I particularly do trials and the tutorials. But I also have a bunch of guys giving me exclusive content as well, such as Air and Infiltration, Laugh, and my brother Renegade, who he is learning, you know, the ropes of YouTube, and he just wants to get some content out. So don't confuse these videos with me. I try to put into the notes that, you know, whether a video is done by me or not. So just remember that these are all different people. So expect a lot of great content from those guys while I'm working on the videos, and, you know, just making sure there's not any dead air on my channel to help you guys with your patience. So I guess I lied when I said this was going to be a short video. I got carried away, I'm sorry. But if you guys have watched this entire video, I really appreciate it, and I'm looking very forward to your guys' comments. So yeah, peace.